Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Monday. It is Mindful Monday. Today it is Mindful Monday. Who knows what it'll be next week. But today it is Mindful Monday. And, yeah, I'm going to start out with the Kuan Yin transmission while I still have these, because these need to get shipped off to someone else. A friend of mine really loves Kuan Yin, so I thought, hey, you know what? I don't use this deck that often. I keep forgetting about it, so I should probably send it. So anyways, also, I have 50, well, I'm not going to share 50, but the mindfulness deck I got for my birthday a couple years ago from my cousin. So let's just start with Kuan Yin, see what she's got to say. Oh, there's one. Let's see. So how was everyone's weekend? I did a lot of growth, I think, this weekend. Or I had a lot of growth this weekend. Soul cries really are a good orgasm for the soul. So, I saw that recently in a TV show, although I've said that a million times. So at least I know I'm not alone in the world when I think certain things. So let's see. These cards are so unique. They're like little tiny tiles, Reliance. So, rely upon me for all things. Allow my heart, with its generosity, grace, and resourcefulness, to nourish yours. There is no need to be anxious. I hold your heart in my own. So, Kuan Yin is speaking to you. Kuan Yin. There you go. So you can see it. It's a really pretty deck. But there you go. So she is speaking right to you. 55 activation cards for connecting with the sacred feminine. So again, reliance. Rely upon me for all things. Allow my heart, with its generosity, grace, and resourcefulness, to nourish yours. There is no need to be anxious. I hold your heart in my own. Well, we're still going to get anxious from time to time, but at least we know we got someone to back us up, right? So there you go. The next one, have confidence. Have confidence in yourself and in me. Together we are an effective and capable team. Do not turn away from the path ahead. Trust in what is made possible through our love for each other. So Kuan Yin is like Rumi. It's like she's a prophet. And from my understanding, she's a prophet from the work I've done. But she really wants to help people connect, period. No matter how you identify, to tap into your sacred feminine, to tap into that, that inner instinct, that passionate part of you that I think a lot of times we hide because we don't want the world to know, right? So, sorry. Anyways, I am all kinds of all over the place today, but yeah, when you're struggling with reliance or you're struggling with confidence, call on Kuan Yin. Even if you do have your higher power, okay? I have a higher power, but I have a very broad spiritual table. And I feel like everybody brings something to it, So, yeah, confidence can be hard. But the funny thing is, the more we practice it, the easier it gets. Just don't be overly confident. And by that I mean, it's okay to be confident, it's okay to be great. But when you start getting in people's faces about it, you get a little narcissistic about it, time to reel it in, okay? So, universal gateway. I am your path to freedom and fulfillment. You do not need to labor alone. Open your heart to mine, and all manner of blessings shall manifest through you for the good of all. Good morning, Sammy. So again, a universal gateway. Oh, good morning, older sibling. I am your path to freedom and fulfillment. You do not need to labor alone. Open your heart to mine, and all manner of blessings shall manifest through you for all of the good. Or for the good of all. Sorry, learning how to read. Be gentle. I am powerful enough to be gentle. You have my wisdom within your heart. When you are gentle with yourself, you allow me to love you. Be kind. You deserve compassion. So again, be gentle. I am powerful enough to be gentle. You have my wisdom within your heart. When you are gentle with yourself, you allow me to love you. Be kind. You deserve compassion. And remember, self-love is the greatest love you are ever going to give yourself. And really, it is the one true love that you really should have in your life. Because when you have self-love, you are able to really kind of give from a bigger place than just trying to make other people happy, right? And you walk away happy as well. So let's get to the mindfulness cards. Today I've decided is Mindful Monday. Like I said, I have no idea what it'll be next week. Could be anything. Anything that starts with an M. So if you have any ideas, wow. There's a lot of mindfulness coming out of here, guys. Was that only 2 shuffles? Holy crap, I'm gonna be here all day. Alright, third shuffle. I know, I'm not making this up. You're seeing them flying out of the deck. So, let me gather these thousands of cards here. That is a lot. That is a lot. This was supposed to be a short show today. Alright, so let's start. Trouble sleeping. So these cards are tiny, so I'm probably not going to be doing this on there. Trouble sleeping. If your sleep is often disturbed by tossing and turning due to a busy mind, keep a notepad and pen beside your bed. Before you go to sleep, make a list of all the things running through your mind. They might be tasks for the next day or things to remember. Empty your mind onto the paper before resting. That is a great idea. Another thing I say to myself, if I'm too lazy to, move from my spot as I'm trying to fall asleep. One thing I found, because I have a very busy mind, a notepad probably would serve me well next to my bed. But the problem with that is I start journaling and I start going and then I wake up again. So, but it's not a bad idea. But what I also do is I'll sit there and I'll just tell myself, that there are answers in the silence. And then I'll try to silence my brain for whatever answer my brain is looking for. For some reason, saying there's answers, the answers are in the silence, it just kind of makes my whole mind go like it's waiting, and then poof. Fortunately, I fall asleep. So it doesn't always work, but for the majority of the time it does. So, sometimes you do need to get up and just journal. Alright, let me put these, I'm putting them in the way that they need to be read. So, what is this? Brain dump. Oh, brain dump. Yeah, okay, speaking of clearing out your mind. If you're not meeting your goals, try this. Find a blank sheet of paper, entitle it Brain Dump, and write procrastination, fears, discouragements, and incomplete goals as subheadings around the page. Jot down all the things holding you back from completing your task. Once you have emptied your brain, start on your task again with a clear mind. Do not reread the list. Allow it to be the place that you leave your thoughts behind. That's a great idea. You can get like even just an inexpensive notebook, right? Whenever you have all these just thoughts, just, brain dump. Just you could even call the notebook brain dump and just write whatever's on there, you can... Well, it says title it with procrastination, fears, discouragements, and incomplete goals as your subheadings. And, you could just, once you get used to it, you can go PFDI, right? You could just write a P and, these are all my procrastinations. F, these are all my fears. D, these are all my discouragements. Or I, these are all my incomplete tasks that I need to finish. And then, again, just close the book. Let it go. Or you can rip out the page and throw it away, or burn it. If you burn it safely. Okay, alright, it's like the Smokey Bear in me comes out. Just burn it safely. Burn it in a fire-safe container. Okay? But yeah, if you're not meeting your goals, try this. I bet it really will help. I'm saying I bet it will because I think I'm going to try it today. So, coloring for adults. I have coloring books. I do. Research has shown that coloring can be another helpful way of reducing stress levels. It's also a great exercise for the brain. Choose an image to color and take care to do this slowly. The concentration required for this exercise will help you focus and bring peace to your busy mind. I am going to show you one of mine because it actually makes me laugh pretty hard. Well, I'm not sure if I can reach it. Let's see. I can. That's right. For anyone who can read backwards, F off, this is my coloring book. I love this book. I actually have other coloring books. Here's a good one. Make Life Your Bitch. Make Life Your Bitch. So this is one of my favorite coloring books when I'm just kind of in one of those moods. I'll color in there. Ta-da! I know. I'm a pretty awesome colorer. But, oh, toot one's horn much? Of course. All day, every day. But, seriously though, I have other coloring books that are less profane. But you know what? I have found that, wow, it really can help. And you know what? I know a lot of people are like, oh, I need to get the colored pencils and stuff. hello. You can never go wrong with a nice box of crayons. 48. I should have gone for the 64, but hey, whatevs. But yeah, I mean, come on. Remember coloring as kids? Now my biggest fear is, how can I color without pressing so hard that I break it? So that's my goal, is to keep my crayons in one piece. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. So anyways, yeah, coloring for adults can, believe it or not, it can be so stress relieving. Or, maybe you are an artist. I'm not good at drawing stuff. I mean, I see it in my head, but the execution between my head and the paper, there's no connection. So I have all these beautiful things in my head, but I can't draw them. But I do have a sketch pad, and what I'll do sometimes is I'll just draw random lines. I have markers, I have colored pencils, as you know, I have crayons. So sometimes it just helps. Sometimes I think the squigglies that I'm drawing just feel like all the little line connections that are going on in my head. So not a bad thing. It's actually a very good thing. So watch the sunset. That's funny. I was thinking, if it clears up today, that's kind of something I'd like to do. Let's go see the sunset. I think I need to see a sunset. When there are clear skies, make a cold drink and be outside in a relaxed sitting position as the sun starts to go down to enjoy. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see if okay, I'm clearly not reading this right. When there are clear skies, make a cold drink and be outside in a relaxed sitting position as the sun starts to go down to enjoy and experience the sunset in its entirety. Notice the colors, the temperature change, and the sounds you can hear around you. My favorite place to go watch a sunset, because I can't really see it from here. I mean, there's buildings and stuff and walls. So I like to go to the beach, and it's fun to just see it disappear right below the water, right? Well, as it's heading towards Hawaii for their sunset. But still, there's something relaxing and peaceful, especially at the beach when you feel the wind in your hair. I love the wind in my hair. So, silent commuting. Instead of filling your daily commute with noise from conversations, music, or watching episodes on your phone to avoid discomfort, find peace in the stillness of your car, bus, train, or cycle. You will begin to notice the things around you that you normally miss. Be present on the journey. There were times on my way to work, because I didn't have to drive that far, but this is Southern California, and our freeways, we have a lot of people on them. So, a lot of times I'd have plenty of time, and a lot of times I would listen to music, have a little concert in my car. A lot of times I would just turn off everything and it would just be quiet. On the way home, I would talk to older sibling, because, after that you just, you want to get home and try not to kill anybody while you're driving. So, but I don't mean literally, all right, just yelling at your windshield and all that stuff. So anyways, I'm sorry guys. My brain is tired. I'm tired. I just, not physically, just mentally, I think I finally really accepted the end of my journey, and starting to, this is why I wanted to do Mindful Monday, because sometimes when we get to the end of that journey, and I realized over the weekend that I was hiding within the end of my journey, and I know I needed to move out of it, and it was very, it was quite the weekend, a couple of soul cries, the kind of cries that just reach you right in the depths of everything. But moving forward is sometimes scary, and it can cause anxiety for some people, and it can cause just this, like, you feel like you're upended and you're just like, oh my god, I can't do this. So that's why I really wanted to do these cards, because I think when these things happen, you can do your silent commuting. You can turn off the radio in your car and just shut out all the noise, and just kind of sit with yourself, or watching the sunset, to just, maybe you feel like you want to let something go, so you let it go with the sun as it disappears in the horizon, right? And there you go. You can start afresh and get ready for the next day. Coloring for adults. Sometimes we need that. I have a playlist, with what my mom called loud noise, but, that just helps, the brain dumps. Write stuff down, your procrastinations, your fears, your discouragements, your incomplete tasks, and then just let it go. Just write it down in a notebook and say, see ya, I'm out. And then even with the trouble sleeping, just keep a notepad by your bed for the brain dump. Or, like I said, one of the things I do is, I'll just sit there and I'll trick my brain into, when I basically say, there's answers in the silence. And like I said, sometimes my brain just stops, like it's waiting. Like, where are the answers? And then that gives me enough time to just fall asleep. So, mindful listening. Mindful listening is the next one. Set a clear intention to be a better listener. Listen deeply without judgment, criticism, or interruption. If you can catch yourself getting lost in your thoughts, take a breath, smile because you noticed, and redirect back to genuine listening. It takes practice, like returning to your breath in meditation. And just like with meditation, noticing and returning to the present is the goal. So I know a lot of times we just want to be there for people, and it isn't always listening, especially when they might be the same complaint over and over again, and sometimes people do that. They work through the layers of things. Sometimes for me, I'm going to be honest with you, for me, even my therapist calls me a fixer. I try to fix things because it's hard to see people sad. So I have had to learn, and I've had to practice how to be a genuine listener. I mean, I've always been a good listener. What I haven't been is somebody who doesn't try to interrupt and say, well, what if you try this? Or because you really want to fix things for people. But in the reality, we can't fix anything for anybody. We can, if they ask us for guidance, we can give them guidance. If they ask us for advice, we can give them advice. But we can't be angry if it doesn't work for them, or if they choose, no, I'm out. I don't want to try that. And that's okay, because you tried to help you, but we cannot fix a person's situation. We cannot, because, I mean, there's certain things that we can do that might ease the situation, but we can't fix it until they learn how to fix it inside. Okay. So it's not always easy listening, because you really want to jump in and go, oh, wait, but sometimes we have to. Okay. Trust me when I say it's not easy, but it gets easier. So, and I'm finally in a place where I can just listen and not try to fix it. Sometimes I have to bite my tongue, but I realize that a lot of times when I was trying to fix something for somebody, it was because I was unable to fix it in myself. Now, when it comes to other things, a lot of people do come to me sometimes. Oh, well, can you help me with this? Or can you? And that's fine. I mean, I'm still a fixer in a way. I'd like to see everybody happy, but now I don't overstep. I wait for people to ask me for help, and I do what I can. So, here's the next one. The happiest day. Close your eyes. Think about the happiest day of your life. Try to remember everything that you can about that day in as much detail as possible. Consider your senses. What did you eat? What could you hear? How did you feel? How did this day feel to you? There you go. Just go over one of your happiest days, and you know what? It doesn't have to be just one. Well, I mean, you could have said, oh man, I need a happy day, and you go out and you think about your happy day, and someone calls you up and say, hey, let's go do something. Okay, and then that might end up being your happiest day. So then you have a whole new one. So you just pile in your happiest days so you can flip the pages, right, and pick that perfect one for the moment that you're sitting in. Mindful waking. Wake up and recite this verse. Waking up this morning, I smile, knowing there are 24 brand new hours before me. I vow to live fully in each moment and look at other beings with eyes of compassion. I don't know anybody that can recite anything that long when they first wake up. Actually, that's not true. I wake up and say, today is a... Wait, what is it? Today is a wonderful day. I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracle shall follow miracle, and wonders shall never cease. And for me, I think that's just to kind of help me guide my thinking for the day. It doesn't mean it's going to be a perfect day, but when you kind of feel that little twinge and you're not sure which day your day is going to go, say something positive. Do something positive, for yourself. Even if it's just waking up and making your favorite coffee. Maybe you have a special weekend coffee. Maybe if you're not feeling that great, make your weekend coffee for you. Just get up and really kind of start your day on the right foot, and if that foot manages to hit something, right? Because sometimes we're going to trip and fall out of bed. Not literally, sometimes literal, depending on who you are. But, if we feel like that little twinge, or we feel like we're going to trip into our day, mentally, try to catch yourself, just, even if you mentally fall down, just say, oh, all right, but you know what? That was hilarious. Let's just get back up, dust it off, and keep going. It's not worth getting mad over. All right. So, mindful waking, solo date. These are my favorite things because that's all I can do. But Every so often, we are lacking in love for ourselves. Set a date in which you organize all things you love to do. Treat yourself to your favorite foods, drinks, and activities. It is important to foster a positive relationship with ourselves and treat ourselves with love and kindness. So even if you are a part of something, it's okay to go out on a solo date. Take yourself out, do something good for yourself, do something kind for yourself. And, kind of pamper yourself, right? I mean, maybe you already do that, getting your nails done, or maybe getting your hair done, or getting a massage. And, this is men or women, okay? Or however you identify. This is for anybody. Sometimes we need to get in tune with ourselves. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves that we deserve, these special moments. And it's not always good to run from whatever's, chasing you in your mind. Sometimes you got to turn around and face it. And the only way to face it sometimes is when you have a big self-love for yourself. So, take yourself out, treat yourself, do something kind for yourself. Read. Here's the next one. Read. Regularly read fiction, a poem, or passage. Feel each word. Reading is a useful start in treating depression, anxiety, and panic. Making a routine of reading is healing for your mind and soul. Now, I'm not sure that's going to be the cure-all for all people with mental health issues, but I think it can help, right? Just losing yourself in another world somewhere. So, reading is good too, though. I love to read, but sometimes I either get so into it that the whole world disappears, or I just get so tired. So, which is one of the reasons why I also like to actually have a book. I do have a Kindle, but I do like having a book, an actual book from time to time, especially when I'm tired, right? Because then, but so when I start reading the same paragraph over and over, I know it's I'm out. But reading can. Like I said, I'm not sure that it'll help, solve all mental health crises, but it can help us pull out of whatever situation we're in at the moment. Put us somewhere else for a little bit until we can get our thoughts and the body calm down. So, embrace being lonely. Oh, it's like the universe is bitch slapping me today. So, embrace being lonely. Even the most social people can experience loneliness. In your alone time, look at the ways you are depending on others. Spending quality time alone now and then to reflect on what is working and what needs to change in your life. In this way, loneliness can become the quality of the connection you have with yourself. So basically, embrace being lonely and take yourself out on a solo date. Ta-da! Problem solved. But no, seriously. I know people will sit there and go, oh, it's so hard being lonely. It's so this. I have to tell you, this is sometimes when your deepest healings can happen. And, Sammy says it, going back a little bit, reading can be meditative. It really can. In fact, you can read books on meditation, or you can read self-help books. I mean, this one said fiction. So fiction, lose yourself in another land for a while. Just kind of bring yourself back. Just allow yourself to just kind of have that feeling, But yeah, the embrace being lonely. I know a lot of people say, I don't want to do that. It's hard. Sometimes, like I said, I wouldn't say I'm lonely. I mean, I'm single, and sometimes that gets lonely. But I am fortunate enough to have a roommate who's my best friend, who's also like my sister. So I'm grateful for that. And I know that probably living alone for me is not a good idea. I tend to isolate, but I'm getting better at that too. So, just getting out, doing stuff. But I used to be a social butterfly, and I know sometimes it can be hard, especially when you just feel like the whole world is dropping away from you. But if that feels like it's happening, that's when you have to really kind of, grab a notebook, a pen, a paper, whatever, and just write. Get into what is causing you to feel these things, get into this place where you really learn to discover yourself. And there are things that we're able to heal, in ourselves, that I don't think we always notice is there, that we always realize is there. So, sometimes, I don't think that's the right wording, embrace being lonely. But I think, well, maybe it is for them, because like I said, there are a lot of people out there, I'm so lonely, I'm so this. But look around you, Look around you. Do you have loved ones? Do you have people that are just kind of, sorry, my face is so itchy. Um, just people that love you, that care about you. And, maybe it's not the kind of love you're looking for, but I'm sure once you find the gratitude and everything in that, you're going to find what it is you're looking for. So I know I crack a lot of jokes about it, but I am very grateful for the people in my life, the people I care about. So let's see, here's the last one. Do one thing at a time. Becoming overwhelmed by the busyness of modern life is very easy. Start by taking one task at a time and focus only on that task. When eating, focus on lifting the food to your mouth, the taste, the sensations. When checking emails, just focus on this task and no other. So, in other words, if you're checking your email on the computer, put down the damn phone, okay? Just focus, one task at a time. This way you can begin to enjoy each task as you're doing it. And that's true. Multitasking is a great thing. I mean, especially if you're in a workplace and a work environment, it can be your best tool. I mean, I was a great multitasker, but then I find when I get home, I'm trying to multitask everything here instead of just kind of chilling. And then, you kind of get back into that work mode where it just feels like you haven't left work. You're just in a different environment. So just try to give yourself some peace. And I just saw Eileen is on. Good morning, Eileen. But yeah, just try to give yourself some peace and give yourself some space and do one thing at a time. All right. So that was it for Mindful Monday. I know it's pretty short today, but I do not have the brain capacity to go much further. No, I got a little bit of twinge of a headache, but anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I kind of like the Mindful Monday to start the week off with. These are all great ideas. If you feel like you're getting lost, read. If you feel like you're just overwhelmed, color. Color, whether you sketch something in a book or you actually color. Sammy, she says, great advice. One thing at a time relieves so much stress for me. Doing one thing at a time can really, really help. I know it might seem tedious, but when we start to do that, we start to train ourselves that we don't have to multitask every single moment of our life. All right. Multitasking, like I said, is good for work. It's good when you're in your office environment. But when you're home, just try to figure out how to relax. When we sit there multitasking, it can be taxing. Multitasking can be taxing because, my tummy's growling. Because we're sitting there going, okay, there's just, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. But you're home now. And instead of relaxing, which might be why you have so much stuff happening in your brain when you're trying to go to bed, instead of relaxing, you're sending yourself into another, whirlwind. So, just try to take things one bit at a time. Embrace your loneliness. Okay. Maybe you're feeling lonely. Oh, woe to me. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But take a notepad. Again, take a notepad. Write down all the things that you're grateful for. Write down all the wonderful things that you have in your life already. Because sometimes when we are grateful for what we already have in our life, the other things start to show up. So be grateful for your house, your home, your people, your car, if you have one, transportation of any sort, if you have to utilize that, just the people that love you now. Sibling and I went to go see a movie on Friday, the movie You Hurt My Feelings, right? So, we're both single. She has been married, but, we're both single, but what was funny is we really kind of thought, oh my God, the sister relationship in this movie is so us. Now, what's funny about the sister relationship, I was watching a interview with the director, and she said that they were actually supposed to be best friends, which is funny because older sibling and I started out as friends to best friends. Now we're soul sisters. And, and it's kind of that relationship. But, I could also see, how these other things can happen in other relationships. And it kind of gives you an idea, what do you want people to be honest with you? Do you not want people to be honest with you? I know everyone's different. I don't know. I could tell you what I think right now, but I'm not in a relationship. When you're in a relationship, I think the answers would be so much different. But when it comes to just my family and my friends, yeah, I want them to be honest with me. Tell me what you're really feeling. That doesn't mean that, that's what I'm thinking or what's best for me, but, it also helps them get it off their chest. So it really kind of is honesty is a double-edged sword, right? And so is lying. Lying, even white lies can be a double-edged sword. But I think when you know the intention, because I think a lot of times we tell white lies just to not hurt one another, because we don't want to see someone sad, or we don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or, but at the same time, like I said, double-edged sword. Anyways, it was a good movie. So, it's like, it was in my head all day. I just kept overthinking about it, because it was just like, wow, do I do this? Do I do that? How would I react? And then it's like, do I tell my people the truth? And, you go and you go and you go and you go. So, this is why mindfulness can be a very good thing, especially for the start of a week. So again, embrace your loneliness, take yourself on a solo date, read. I can't remember all of them that we had before, but they got lost. But yeah, mindful waking, sleep, notepads, journals, all these things. And like I said, you don't have to go out and get a fancy journal. Okay, everybody has pens and pencils laying around their house. You don't have to get a fancy journal. You can go out and get a plain old notebook from the grocery store. They all work the same. I particularly love journals, but I also spend time in regular notebooks from the grocery store. Just whatever hits, whatever tickles your fancy at the moment. So be mindful of all things. Sammy said, I can't be in the moment when I'm doing too many things at once. And that's true. I think that's probably true for everyone, even though some people think they can't. I know people who can have these moments of silence and they freak out. Like they have to be doing something because they don't know how to be in the moment. They don't know how to relax. And that can be hard for a lot of people. So, practice it. Leave the multitasking at work. If you come home and you need to do this, just take one task at a time. If you work from home, take one task at a time. The minute your work hours are over, keep the multitasking inside of the work portion of your computer, all right? And just breathe, meditate. Meditation can be so much fun. I know people are like, how is meditation fun? Because it can really bring you back to center. And sometimes when I'm meditating, fun memories come up. So that might just be me, but sometimes fun memories come up and it's like, you get the giggles and all that. So it can also be very uplifting. Okay, so I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Tuesday Thoughts. 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, Facebook Live. All lives are public under Shelley Marie Lucas. You can also find the videos on my Facebook page, The Aloha Perspective, and my YouTube page, The Aloha Perspective. So, again, have a great, great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves. And remember, it's Mindful Monday, so come up with ideas that can help you through the week. Help you get through the week. It's another work week, but, you've got this, all right? Have a great day.